How do you feel about the physical world? I'm talking about the clay of your costume, your body, your home, your car, your credit score, your finances. My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is the value. When I was around the age of 13, either just about to turn that age or somewhere therein, I lost my virginity by being assaulted. And it definitely is one of those things that I kept to myself for several months because I blamed myself. I had a best friend at the time that welcomed the gentleman to assault me. She was not mentally stable, we could say, and she told me afterwards, it's your fault, you wanted it, and all of those things filtered into my tiny little brain and became my truth. You know, I'm this terrible human that welcomes these terrible experiences with my terrible physical body that clearly is a problem in this realm. And I chose anorexia. I chose to stop eating very much at all. I chose to start exercising all the time. And what I was trying to do was to annihilate myself. I was trying to self-destruct. And I had a long history when it came to my finances or understanding my value, in which I did not understand it. It isn't just that iteration of incarnation and experience that manifested in this world. It is a number of quote unquote friends, potential family members, people in the river of my life that, although they may think that they are sometimes aiding or helping, sometimes are causing the opportunity for us to choose a lot of inner strife by having a low awareness of one's value, one's gifts, one's tremendousness and preciousness. And I definitely had plenty of false teachers when my subconscious program was created from 0 to 14. Perhaps you can relate. And my finances had reflected this for most of my decades here at Earth School. Very low credit score, very low income, very difficult time keeping the finances together, constantly feeling judgment from those in the river of my life for my inability to keep the physical world together. And there are reasons. I mean, if your body is not something you can get naked with right now and sing praises to, if your body is not something that you speak kindly to, if your body is something that you struggle with bulimia or anorexia or something that you fill with drugs and alcohol and try to self-destruct, there are usually roots to weeds that grow in our garden. And it's important to know that even though you may not be responsible for all the programming that's present, you are certainly the one to choose in this life. If you're going to self-care, self-respect, self-love, see your value, choose again. And if you've ever experienced Heather Feather as sounding confident or self-loving, you should know it is a decades deep journey in which I had to do the work to recognize not only the false programming I've received, the false teachers that have poured poison into my cup, if you will, or treated me like a waste basket and thrown trash in there, or tried to suppress my gifts because they felt jealous of them, or I suppressed them because I wanted the room to feel more comfortable for me to be in. And I got to a place after decades and decades of walking this rock in which I stopped wanting to destroy my temple. I stopped wanting to destroy my life. I started to recognize that there are things about me that are a grace, that I don't offer strife to the same degree that many have offered Heather Feather strife in this realm, right? And so I started to see myself. I stopped looking at me with the eyes of others, which often can have a film of dirt upon the looker. I started looking not only with all three eyes, but with 1,000 eyes at my 10,000 faces of being and all the many ways I can express in this place. And I started accepting the shadow side of me, the false evidence appearing real side of me, the part of me that requires growth and evolution, the side of me that can be afraid to be alone or imbalanced or dysregulated. I accepted it. I accepted living my life alone. I've accepted not being loved, not being wanted, not being valued, not being respected, being treated like I'm a Karen or, it's like there are all kinds of things that happen in my world because Heather Feather, as an entity that is devoted to awakening and devoted to the light of awareness, has a dharma of illumination, which means that my presence activates the awareness of shadow in the room because the light came to shake the shadow, to awaken the false evidence appearing real, that we might get aligned with the authentic truth. The reality is it's possible, no matter what your body is doing today, for you to love it. In Ayurveda, there are 3 doshas, and we all have all 3. Some humans have a predominant dosha of kapha. Kapha is a squarer, larger body type. It's a more earthen body type. And you may be a female with a squarer, more earthen body type, feeling the pressure to be a pitta or a kapha body type, more muscular, more lean. And you also have the matrix of being that is the calmest, the most soothing as a kapha dominant person, Pitta is high fire. Heather's pitta dominant and can go aggro quickly, and definitely Heather struggles with that challenge. And vata dominant can be spacey and ethereal and, not the most dependable, right? And so kapha is often quite dependable and quite capable of showing up and calming the energies that are present, which I think we all can agree can be quite a medicine in our modern age with so much anxiety. And so it is possible to love your physical body as it is, and it is possible to have your body be where you want it to be without dieting and exercising. Instead of subtracting from your life or having pain be your gain, you could focus on nutrition and movement. You are receiving foods every day, and you are moving your body every day. And there are ways to do both of those things in a delectable and enjoyable, delicious way this day. And often when we struggle with loving our physical self, we also can struggle with loving our home and loving our car and taking care of these things. When we have low self-value, low self-worth, low appreciation for all that we are, we can often birth into a realm, a temple that is inhabiting a temple that reflects the disdain for self. If we feel we are trash, we may choose to walk in trash and drive a chariot of trash. And you are the light of love. You are the most precious thing in all multiverses. And I don't personally feel that the light of love belongs in any environment but a sanctified, sacred, holy environment. And it is okay. It is okay if you were not the person that was given the grace of gifts called cleanliness and organization. We all have different gifts, and we all have different ways we came to evolve. But those things that I just mentioned don't have to be a burden. It really comes down to the relationship we hold with things. Are you feeling all this pressure to constantly be on diet and exercise? Do you have a more kapha body type? Is it time to maybe just consider how to add in more nutrition and more movement that you enjoy in your day, more free flow? Is it possible that there are ways you might connect to your home as a sacred space and your chariot as a holy mover as you roam through this realm? Your credit score is not something, just like we're not really taught how to care for the physical self, and we are constantly marketed fat, salt, sugar, because the pharmaceutical industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I know, I've worked for it. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And they make money off people being sick. And sickness comes from not receiving the nutrition and movement that serves. We're also not taught to have a healthy credit score. It doesn't just come from paying your card on time. Your credit score comes from multiple things. We're not taught how to balance our budget, how to have a job that pays us what we're worth. Heather Feather has created a course of study. If you go to rarebirdmedicine.com and click on the classes link, that's called the Lionsgate Portal. And in the month of August, we will devote a week to the physical realm and all the things that are at the helm of what I've just mentioned. If you'd like to see some shifts, and if you'd like those shifts to be fun, join us this summer for the Lionsgate Portal. Go to rarebirdmedicine.com, click on the classes link, or click on book online. And then I also have a 20% summer sale where all services are 20% off for July and August. Amun.